What's up, you guys? I wanted to talk about the Barbie movie. I don't know if y'all have saw it or if y'all haven't seen it, but I'm here to talk about it because me and my kids just went to go see the Barbie movie because it's my daughter's birthday. So, and one thing for sure, you guys, is I haven't been to the movies since before my daughter was born. Like, so she's 7. I have not been to the movies since like 2015. That was the last time I've been to the movies. Literally. I don't really like going to the movies. I don't really like watching movies like that because I fall asleep. But I ain't fall asleep at this movie because it was good. And so it's nice. The movie theaters, last time I went to the movie theaters, last time I remember the movie theaters, they still had like the little fold-up chairs, like, you know, you put it down. These movie theaters got the lounge chairs and all of that. It's nice. Like, what? But what I took from the movie, because I always see deeper into everything, like, and I'm looking for a message in everything. Like, that's just the type of person I am. And it just real. The movie was really real, what we really going through as women out here, and the women against the men. The whole objective of the movie is for one to have people stop acting like women are just objects. We're not objects. We're humans. And we have our own autonomy. We have our own independence. We're here to be us. We're not here to just be objects for men. Like, and if you realize, this is what men are going crazy about. Just like the Kens were going crazy in the movie about. They try to take over Barbie land. They're trying to take over. They don't like the whole feminism thing. But you guys are the ones who also push that into play. So it's just interesting how the guys in the movie, I don't remember what they were, but they were, if y'all saw the movie, they, like, the ones that had the suits on, they worked for Mattel, and they was trying to control Barbie when she was, you know, trying to do her own thing. She didn't want to go back to being a Barbie. She wanted to be the real life human, but she didn't even know how to really be a human and just figure out who she was, because she's so used to being a doll. And that's the thing, if you realize what's going on out here, and this is how they used Nicki Minaj. I really feel like Nicki Minaj started that whole thing with this Barbie, and now you got all the girls going to get these BBLs. And y'all, what's so funny is he called Barbie a Jezebel in the movie. Nobody picked up on that. I'm the only one I was laughing at that because he called her a Jezebel. The guys, like the little agents or whatever they were, he called her that when they was trying to get her to go back into the box and become back like a Barbie. But really the message that I took from it is, it's true what's going on out here. Women are out here trying to fit an image. This is why you got all the BBL girls out here trying to look like perfect. You know, we want to be perfect, and we're not perfect. We're humans. We're women. You know, we trying to be, we want to be perfect as far as our bodies and everything that we're saying in the movie, from, you know, because basically she came to life. The lady drew her. It's like she brought Barbie to human life, and it was like she was a angel that came true, like something that was fictional that actually came to reality. Like, almost kind of how, like, you know, Jesus came into human form to carry out a mission. But it was just interesting to me because it was basically saying, like, you know, women, we have so much pressure on us. It's like we can't do anything right. As a woman, you can't do nothing right. If you have kids, they got something to say about you. If you don't have kids, they still got something to say about you. If you're married and have multiple kids, they're going to talk about you still. You could be married and have 10 children, and they're going to still talk about you for having 10 children. Why would you have 10 children? If you not married at all and you have one child, they still going to talk about you because you married out of wedlock, yada, yada, yada. Even if you too big, they're gonna have something to say about you. If you're too skinny, they're gonna have something to say about you. Like, it's no winning with women. They want you to be like fit something that's not real. You know, you really got girls out here trying to live up to something that they're not. You got a lot of girls that's taking the likeness and image of something that's not real. Like, they're not even being who they really are. They're trying to be other women who not even themselves. A lot of these girls is trying to be imitations of Nicki Minaj and Kim Kardashians, who once again, where did Nicki get her whole aesthetic and ego, alter ego, whatever you want to call it? She got it from a Barbie doll, because she was imaginative and she wanted to be like them Barbie dolls that she was playing with. So she wanted to recreate herself into that. And then you got all the puppets after her. They're trying to be like her. It's just crazy. And this is why they use people in the industry to influence the masses. They let them influence the masses. And because people have no brain of their own, they have no sense of identity, no sense of self, they don't have their own mind, they're trying to fit in and be like these other girls. And then you got the men out here envying the women for the very system that they set up with this feminism movement. Now y'all envying the girls and want to compete with them and want their spots. Not all the men, but y'all know. And that's what they did in the movie. Trying to come and take over Barbie land. Take over her dream house and make it yours. Because you want to find your place. You want to take over what's hers. And find your place in her life. You know? It was just interesting. And to take back over what was there, they didn't like that. Ken and all the other Kens try to come in and recreate Barbie land and make it into the Ken world and kingdom. Like kingdom. It was just interesting. And this is what we're going through right now, like battle of the sexes. That movie is really what is going on. It's battle of the sexes for real. And women are winning, period. Women are winning. Maybe not on like when it comes to love, because that's the thing that men are able to hold over women. But when it comes to career and all of that, women are doing a lot. Women are doing a lot, and a lot of these men can't take it because now it's giving these women the autonomy that they never had before, which allow men to have more control. This is why all these men be wanting to go back to the old days, because in the old days they had much more control, much more say-so, because women couldn't do nothing. And now that women can do a lot, it makes them feel less than. It makes them feel not needed when they don't even realize we still need y'all. We still need y'all. Y'all just can't do whatever y'all want now. You gotta actually have some substance. You can't just be a man and just think you could just do whatever you want. We're requiring standards. We have standards now. You know, you can't just get away with just beating on your woman and she gotta stay. You can't get away with holding money over her head for her to do what you want her to do, or for her to do what you want her to do while you still out here doing everything that you want to do, ruining the family, creating multiple families. No, it's forcing men to become better versions of themselves, and a lot of them don't want to do that because they're used to, over history, being able to do whatever they want, and women just got to deal with it because of patriarchy. Now it's not that no more. And even in the movie, what they had to do, it's funny how they all the women band together to come up with a plan to take back what Ken and all the Kens had tried to steal. And they used the tactic of striking their ego, and then they all left them. And the men were sitting there looking crazy, like what's going on now? They can't take it. So this is just really interesting, you guys. That was a good movie, and we got there a little bit late, but it's about to lead the movies. But I definitely will watch it again when it come out. But it's real. This is what's really going on out here. And we got so many girls lost. Like, if you look on Instagram, you just see it. Like, it's like copy paste. The aesthetic. This whole it girl. This whole aesthetic that they had where all of the girls really look alike and they look kind of like Barbies. The sleek hair, like that look. Y'all know the look. It's a certain look. It ain't just about sleek hair, but it's that certain look with the lace fronts, with the lashes, with it's this aesthetic. The way they do the makeup, it all looks like the same. And a lot of it's fake. I see it because I see, you know, this one girl. I'm like, that's not even you. Like, a lot of y'all are trying to fit in. I'm not. If the shoe fit, wear it. Because when I say y'all, I'm just talking in general. But if the shoe fit, wear it and wear it well. But if it ain't the size for you, baby, don't stick your size 10 in a size 8 pool, because it ain't for you. So if it don't apply, let it fly. But if the shoe fit, wear it and wear it well. These girls, a lot of y'all be out here trying to fit into something that's not you. Not even realizing the girls that you imitate, and you don't even know what is causing them to be that way. Like I said to y'all before, a lot of these girls who, like the new girl, what's her name, Reds or whatever, Sexy Reds and stuff, girls like her, and like the Summer Walkers, the Sukis and the Aries and the Jadas and all of that. Even Jada, when she first came out, she wasn't so twerky, this, that, and that, but she trying to fit in as something that's not her. I didn't really watch their show, the show with Jada and Ari and them. What was it? I don't remember what it was called, but even with that, like, I know, but I heard people talking about it, and I seen like clips of it and stuff because of the little beef that they had and stuff because of the show. But they're two different type of girls. They both are popping, they both influencers, but they're two different type of girls. And you got Jada, that tries to do things like the Aries do. Ari is ratchet. Jada, that's not her. She's more bougie, more chill, like she's not ghetto like Ari is. And you got a lot of girls that's not really ghetto. They not really from that lifestyle, but they try to fit in and mimic those same very girls that they still condemn. They'll condemn the ghetto girls, but not realizing a lot of the ghetto girls, the hood girls, they have impact on the culture. The whole lingo, the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they do their hair, all of that type of stuff stem from those girls. But people take what they like about it, and then the things that they don't like, they try to condemn that. But then they'll take other things that's from those girls and try to mimic it. Now you got all these girls around here twerking ass everywhere, every time they turn around, because that's what the ghetto girls do, you know. And so it's just real interesting to me, because there was a lot of truth to this movie, and I just see it every day. I be like, girl, that's not you. Like, girl, you don't even talk like that. Girl, you don't even, like, girl, you really taking on other people's personalities every day. Like, that's not you. That's not how you talk. You didn't grow up talking like that. That's not you. You ain't come from that. But you hopping on trends. A lot of people are just hopping on trends. Just like how it is. It's just interesting to me how grown people be just trends, hop on all the trends. We're human, of course. Some things we are going to do alike. Sometimes you are going to do things, but for it just to be like everything that's a trend, people just jump on it. They don't care if it's actually going to harm them or not. They just hop on the trends. Anything that's going on TikTok, oh, let's hop on this trend. A bunch of followers, and it's really sad. It's really sad to me. Like, people be having no identity of their own, and that's a problem. We're all different. And just to see, even, you know, how patriarchy, they act like we're just objects, like we're just here just to serve you. That's it. We're not here to have our own thoughts, ideas, opinions, our own beliefs. We're not allowed to have a view of what we want in life. We're not allowed to have our own vision, our own careers. We're not allowed to have that. Men don't want us to really have that. But, you know, for me, in the movie, it really just shows how powerful we are as women, even though we have a lot on us, because like they were saying in the movie, women are against women, women don't like women, men don't like women. It's just make it seem like women is the fault for everything. Like, it's like we should have never even came into existence, because they act like we're at fault for everything. It's our fault the way the world is, when in all actuality, patriarchy, they set this up. Everybody like that be talking about the feminism movement and all of that. If men are the leaders, they're the ones who allowed for this feminism act to even go on. They the ones who created all these corporations to target women. If you look around, any store you go in, any and every store that you go in, unless maybe you're going to Home Depot, but even still, a lot of them are going to those stores to get things, to build dream houses for women Like, when you're building a house, 9 times out of 10, it's your woman who has this idea of what she want her dream home to look like. So it's just interesting how, like, they did that. And even in the movie, you know, she had to apologize, you know, like she said, every night doesn't have to be a girl's night. And, you know, Ken wanted to fit in somewhere too. It's just interesting because they make it seem like it's a man's world, but really men do a lot of what men do is for the sake of a woman. And this is why I say we really hold more power than we know, but we let them manipulate us because they know the power we really have. A lot of men will, like Ken in the movie, he felt like he couldn't live without Barbie. And this is how a lot of these dudes act. Like, look at what I've been telling y'all, you know, about these guys who feel like they can't live without you. So if I can't have you, no one can have you. And then they might try to kill you and become toxic and all of this stuff. But like Barbie told Ken, you have an identity outside of me. Your life doesn't revolve around me. You need to figure out who you are without me. And this is the problem with men. A lot of them don't have no identity. They don't know who they are. They don't know what their job here is to do. Everything that they do is to gain some type of recognition from a woman. They really can't live without women. This is biblical. We already know God said it's not good for man to be alone. That's why he created a woman. And even then, look how Adam was weak in the knees for Eve. You went doing eating from her when you supposed to be taking a lead. That's why I say, as women, if you look back in history, we really, even like as I'm reading the Bible these days, it's like women had so much power. Even like they didn't know though, but you don't even see the things that the men do is really for the woman. Like, it's really to gain recognition from the woman and for the woman to stroke his ego. Like, that's what they love. You know, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for validation from the women. And it's just interesting as I was watching the movie, because this is a further message that you gotta be true to who you are. You can't be trying to fit in with these BBL girls, with models and all this, because that stuff isn't real. You don't know what these girls have to do to get this, what seems to be perfect body. And that's what I just told my daughter. I'm like, you know, overall, this message is, you see your Barbies and they're cute and they're so perfect looking, pretty, hair in place, and they look good, nice shit. You're not them, and they're not real. They're not real. They're fake. They're fake. So you can never compare yourself to something that is not real. You know, we'll have babies and they expect us to go back to exactly how we was pre-baby when we just carried life. Some of these, well, ain't no some of them, no man can even bear children. They can never even carry a baby in the womb. And if the shoe was on the other foot, if they had to carry a baby in the womb, they would not be able to bounce back. Their makeup, their genetic makeup is different than a woman's. And we be under a lot of pressure to snap back after having a baby. You just bore, you carried life. You created life in you. It grew in you. It expanded you. Everything is out of place. I'm still, the issue, I have a hernia right now, still, my daughter too, still, the way that these kids tear up our bodies, and then we think we're going to go back to looking like we did pre-baby, and then we feeling bad about ourselves, and the men, not all men, you know, but the ones of y'all who know, you know, they'll treat you different. They'll talk about you for looking this way after birthing their child. Something that they can never do. If the shoe was on the other foot, they would definitely understand how hard it is. You know, it's just so funny because, like, as today is my birthday, and I'm just like, wow, it's been 7 years. And I actually just saw a picture of my baby, you know, me pushing her out. I got the raw footage, blood everywhere. My baby right there, they pulling her out, me laying right there on me. It's a blessing to be able to bear life, to create life. And it's hard. We go through a lot to bring children into this world, so you can't think that you're going to go exactly back to who you was before as far as how your body looked, the way you used to think. Like, my kids changed my whole mindset. The way I think now, it took for my second one to really like that. Like, my first daughter, she sparked it. But my second baby, me having this second daughter, my mind like did a whole 180. Like, I know my mind is much more different than it was before I had children, you know. But I say all this to say in this video, if you haven't watched the Barbie movie, it's about to leave theaters now, so eventually you'll get to see it if you haven't seen it. But if you saw it, then hopefully you saw the real of what they were talking about in the movie, because this is what we're really facing in real reality. Illusions. Acting like women are just supposed to be something that look good, but then when we focus too much on our beauty, they got something to say about us. So you conceited, you attention seeker, you arrogant, you think you all that, you stuck up. But if you don't focus on your beauty, like, then they still got something to say. Oh, you homey. Oh, you look like unkept, and you're not appealing to the eye anymore, and that's causing me to look to other women. And the things that we have to face as women is like, it's never enough. You know, if you talk, like they say in the movie, if you talk too much about your kids, they got something to say about you. If you don't talk about your kids at all, they think you're a bad mom because you don't even talk about your kids. You don't even post your kids, so you're a bad mom because you don't even post your kids. Like, you know, it's so much that we have to deal with as women, and it is a lot that's put on us. It's never enough. Like, you never gonna win with society. You're never gonna win with these men out here. You know, it's always something that they're going to say about you. And this is why you have to just, for one, seek validation from no one other than God. That's the only person we need to be seeking validation from. Not other women out here, not other men out here. Seeking validation from God. And yes, God will use us all as vessels to help one another become better versions of ourselves and become better people, become more Christ-like, like He would want us to be, doing things that are, you know, in alignment with where He's trying to take us, and not doing things that's an abomination to the Lord. So we got to really just do our best, but we're not perfect, and we're never going to be perfect. And that's something I'm learning. Like, you know, like she said in the movie, like, they'll say, you know, you need to be healthy, but they say that being healthy, like being healthy equates to being thin. But just because you're thin don't mean that you're healthy. You know, they'll say things about you being unhealthy because you're fat, but then they'll say things about you being too skinny. It's just like never enough. Even with us, especially as Black women, they'll talk about us. If we walked around with our natural hair and our natural hair texture, they're gonna trash you about that. You're gonna look unkept. If you walk around with weave in your hair, they're gonna say something about that. If it's too long, if it's too short, they're gonna have something to say. It's like they make it hard for us because of the pressure of society, and this is why we be going against each other, competition with each other, battling for who's the best, and we let them play us like puppets. But it was just an interesting movie, and to even see how they was just talking about patriarchy in the movie, and that is what we're dealing with. And a lot of them, they're against each other too. A lot of these men don't know who they are. They're lost. So the only way to try to gain some type of control, to feel like they're this and they're that, make them seem like they have power, is to try to control all those around them instead of controlling themselves. They'll rather change everything around them than to change themselves. And that's a major problem. And even in the movie, they say that it's hard being a leader. It is hard being a leader. It's hard being a leader. I'm pretty sure it is not the easiest thing to do, because you got to do things that is against the odds. And these leaders that we got in charge, they're whack. They working with the enemy. They ain't working with God. For sure. You know. But I'm gonna leave this video here because I'll go on all day. But it really was real. Like, I liked the movie. It was so funny because I was like, I really want to see this. Like, it was perfect timing. It was my daughter's birthday. You know, it's Tuesday. We get the discount, so it was perfect timing. And it just perfect timing for what I've recently been talking about in my videos with men and women and all of this. But everybody should have their own independence. None of us own one another. We don't own. You take control over your own self. Stop trying to control everybody else around you and control you. If everybody focus on themselves, not in like a self-centered way where you only worried about you and you don't care how what you do affect others around you, But if you cared about becoming a better person for yourself and for your family, if everybody was doing that, the world would be better. Families would be better. If it wasn't certain people that just being so selfish, they don't care about how what they doing is affecting everybody around them, and it would be better. But I'll see y'all in the next video. Deuces.